All right, everybody, welcome to Facebook Live About Your Miracle. This is the class, the video that Jerry usually does, and it's where we talk to guests that have just gone through the program. And we have today some amazing guests, a couple, Alberto and Giselle. They're from Panama, and we're so excited for what we're going to talk about in this webinar. There's a lot that they went through, and we're going to talk about couples dynamics and also what it was like individually for them. But before I start into this, I want to remind you guys that we have this contest going on, which is all you need to do is get this book by Jerry, and you take a picture of it. You can be in the picture if you like, or you can set up a cool creative thing, and then you post it to your social media called Shit the Moonset. You hashtag Shit the Moonset. And then what we're going to do is every week until April 1st, we're going to pick a winner to come down to Rythmia for a free week. So it's really cool, really exciting. All right, guys, so be sure to get this book. It's available on Amazon. You can, sorry there. Put it over here, right in front of my face. You guys can order this book on Amazon and then do hashtag Shit the Moonset and post it to your social media, and we'll pick a winner. Okay. All right, so I'm Dr. Jeff. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Rythmia, and when I do everybody's intakes on the weekends, what I really love seeing is when couples come together. It's really exciting because I know there's going to be a lot of transformation that occurs for them and also for their relationship. So oftentimes people have couples things they want to work on, but they can't get the other partner to come, and that's also okay, because usually what I see is that one member of the couple will come and they'll go through the process and it'll be an amazing transformation, and then the other partner will come later, either by themselves or together, and that's kind of what happened for Alberto and Giselle to some degree, which we're going to get into. So with couples, what happens is, there's the individual work that everybody is doing themselves, independent of the others, independent of their friends and family and the other guests. But then, because they come as a couple, there's a really interesting dynamic that helps support the couple and unify them and make the relationship stronger. So those are some of the things I want to get into a little bit during this Facebook Live. So let me just ask you guys, just generally, how was your week? Like, how did it go for you guys?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, like life-changing.
Life-changing.
This is the most important weekend of my life.
Wow. Very nice.
It reunited us a lot, and we now really know what is the purpose of having our kids. Like, we need to nurture them to make the world better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So, Alberto, you came to Rythmia last November by yourself, right? And how was that? How was that when you were here last time?
Well, it was really, really strong for me because I have been going through a lot, because I used to smoke marijuana since I was 14,
mm-hmm.
and it really got my heart really darker, like I couldn't feel people, couldn't feel my family, I couldn't feel my wife, and she was getting all that darkness,
mm-hmm.
and there was a time that she got really depressed, and I was really worried about that. So I asked to God before I came here, because I was going to graduate myself. I'm a civil engineer at the moment,
mm-hmm.
So I wanted to really feel my degree, like when I was going to take it, really feel it. I asked to God a lot, I really want to feel this.
Mm-hmm.
Please help me. In a way, I just came through you guys, and that was the most happy day of my life. I keep myself away from the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That really didn't help me a lot at all. I feel happy now, and she came here because she wanted to feel the change, like we needed to cure ourselves.
I love that, because you know, when you start off in a relationship right at the beginning, it's for most people, and I'm sure for you guys, it's amazing and it's exciting and there's all this new stuff. And then as the relationship progresses, we all learn, right? And our parents have told us this, and our grandmas and grandpas and all of our aunts and uncles have all told us this, that it requires a lot of work, right? Relationships require a lot of work. So what happens in relationships that I've seen a lot, and it sounds like it was going on for you guys a little bit, is that one of you started to kind of go off on your own path through the smoking of marijuana too much, and kind of getting wrapped up in things that weren't connecting you with Giselle, right? And so you guys were kind of going your different ways. And it sounds like Giselle was getting a little bit frustrated or sad, for sure, about like this split that was occurring. So the beauty of what you realized when you first got here was that you needed to change that. And that was a really, really key moment. I mean, that was definitely, like you said, you asked God to provide you with help and support and clarity, right? So they kind of led you here. And that's such a beautiful, amazing thing, you know, because that was the spark that was able to eventually get you guys to come as a couple to Rythmia and work on, you know, your relationship. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So so after you were here and you were able to kind of figure out the whole smoking of marijuana thing, and you're able to kind of get that behind you, and then you saw, okay, now it's time to bring my wife, right? And so what did you think when Alberto asked you, he's like, hey, let's go to Rythmia, or let's do plant medicine, and what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, I think when I first looked at Alberto when he came back to Panama, and I feel he was so happy, and I saw all change. And first, I think it's crazy, but after I think I have to be here too, because I have to heal my heart to be with him all my life, because he is my God. We have been together 14 years. It's a life, and he was in a lot of real problems, and he was falling down and down and down. And when he came back, I feel he's safe to change. And
it's hard to believe at first,
yes,
isn't it? It's hard to believe at first, right? Because you have 14 years of a certain way, right? And not that the 14 years were all bad, no way, right? There was lots of good in there. But of course, there was 14 years of understanding Alberto as he was, you know, and all the good and all the challenges too, right? But then he comes back from a week at Rythmia, and he's happy, he's changed. It's hard to believe that at first, right? So you're smart to give it some time to see how he actually does, right? So, and that's normal, and that's really good. So what you saw, it sounds like, over a little bit of time after he got home, is that this was real.
yes,
This was actually real change, right?
I was really scared by the time that I came here, because I have already tried everything. Like, I've been to Cuba 2 times, in rehab in Panama, and I was like, oh my God, where am I going? Like, you know, you hear a lot about this plant, and there's a lot of crazy shit. Like, you heard, like, it's not that way. Like, you really need to trust yourself and trust the plant. Like, let go of the thought that you have already get in your life, and try hard, really hard, and how, like the title said, the good thing about this plan is, like, here you do the 50% work, and the other 50% you do in the real life.
I love that. That's
so
great
amazing.
advice. That's great advice. You know, what's interesting too is that, you know, most of the Facebook Live viewers know that I have a background in managing drug and alcohol rehabs. That was actually how I met Jerry. He was a patient of mine at a rehab in Malibu, and I've been managing and working with people that have addictions for many years, decades. And you know what happens at a lot of the rehabs worldwide is that they're not looking at the actual underlying causes of the addiction. They're looking at just the substance. Like, for example, I'm sure for you, when you went to the rehabs, they would say, just stay away from marijuana and change your friends and get a new job and move your family and all these kind of external things. But what happens is you do all that, right? And, you follow all that guidance, and then it's like you're still smoking weed and you're still having the same problems because the underlying emotional stuff hasn't been looked at. And what's interesting is that the old model for addiction, that's obviously very outdated, was don't look at the trauma history of somebody that has an addiction, because it will, if you do, it'll cause them to relapse. And we're not equipped to have people do trauma work that have addiction. I find that to be really crazy. The only time that really, I guess, is valid is if there's actually no support whatsoever, right? Then maybe they shouldn't do that. But when you're in an environment like a rehab or an inpatient setting, that's the time to do the work on the trauma. And that's the time to look historically and resolve things that have been built up. So, for example, here at Rythmia, right, what we're doing all week is we're helping people of all walks of life, people that have addictions, people that have trauma, people that have anxiety, depression, PTSD, which is one of the things I like to work on with people, and all kinds of things, life transition stuff. What we're doing is we're creating a safe environment for them to do this work. And we are looking historically at emotional baggage and emotional trauma, and we are inviting it to come up through the guests and leave them. And part of that, like you were mentioning with the plant medicine that we use, is an amazing tool to have this happen really quickly. So that's the beauty of kind of like what we do, right, in our philosophy in general. It's just very healing, and it's very supportive for individuals and couples, absolutely. So Giselle, let me ask you, what was it like, because let me tell the guests, the people watching, sometimes when couples come, we recommend that during the plant medicine ceremony, they split up a bit and they are in different parts of the room. They still see each other, still right there, but they're not right next to each other, laying on the same, on a mattress right next to each other. And we have that as a suggestion, because you can imagine if your wife or your husband or your partner or whoever is next to you having a rough time, you might not focus on yourself, and you might just try to caretake for them, whereas that's the staff's job, right? Our staff caretake and our shaman staff caretake. So what was it like for you guys to be in separate parts of the ceremony space, like during your ceremonies? How was that?
Okay, first time, my husband want to be near to me ever. And he comes, all night
to visit you.
To visit me, and I
like a good husband does.
Yeah, I don't need him.
Yeah.
Always. And the third night, and he was a horrible night for me. First was amazing. I feel love, but when he came to me, I feel scared because he was out of control. Wow.
Going through his own stuff.
Yes. And I don't understand why. I was feeling bad, or I don't know. All night I was sending his love, feel love. But the next day, the last night, I understand that I need to show him a deep way to understand that I love my past, and I have to let it go. And it was so beautiful.
Wow.
I feel that I was hurting my body all my life, because all my life I need to be with Alberto. That's strange, but I think he is my life. He's my love, and
so it sounds like it enhanced your relationship in general and your love for Alberto.
Yes.
Kind of like amplified it, and you got to see it more clearly, right? Very cool, very cool. So, this week we had several couples that were here, right? And each couple was really interesting because they had certain things in common, but they had a lot of things they were each working on. And all of the couples pretty much stayed in different parts of the ceremony space, which is really helpful. And then sometimes the last night they might be together a little bit, and that's okay. But it's really important that everybody does their own work, right? And a big part of the work that we do at Rythmia, we have our 3 our 3 goals, which are show me who I've become, reunite me with my soul, and give me a new heart. So, and that means if you do that, then you got your miracle and you realize what you were here for. So do you guys feel like that happened for you? You had those 3 things occur?
That's what I mean.
Did they all happen in one night, or did it happen each night a little, like progressively? Like how was it? Progressively.
Yes.
Okay. And how about you, Alberto? What was it like for you?
The last time I came here, they give me like a process, like help me in that process. But now it was different, and I really did feel like I have already done it, and I needed to search for more, like search for more. I really got into my nature. Like I now really know what is life about, and what I need to do with my family and my sisters and my uncles and everybody. Like I really know I have to take care about her. Like I need to grow trees, because in the world we need to change how things are going at the moment, and we need to be more greener.
So you kind of get like, not only do you plug into yourself with the process, but you also plug into the environment and what's needed for the world to be healthy as a whole, right? Yeah. So like how you were saying, like trees, like in your part of the world in Panama, near the border of Colombia, right? They're cutting down the rainforest like they're doing in Colombia, right? And that's just obviously not cool. And so what you're sensing, right, is that you really want to, as an engineer, as a civil engineer, right, you want to be maybe a part of helping kind of preserve the natural resources of Panama and Central America, which is so cool, like so cool. So that's what's great about this plant medicine and about the program we offer here, is that it helps everybody figure out for themselves what their life purpose is. And some people are already on that path, and they just need to be a little bit adjusted a little bit to kind of see more clearly. And I love the part where you say about like your family, right? That you want your family to participate in this. And I find that to be really great, because, you know, what we're trying to do is help people build connection with themselves first, and then with the people that they care about, which is obviously family and friends. And so when everybody in your family system is on the same sort of vibe, right, whatever that might be, that's a healthy vibe, that's where huge change can occur. And then people that new family members that come in either through marriage or children or this and that, they come into a really loving environment. Because I don't have to tell you guys that working as a therapist in Los Angeles for so long and in Hawaii, there's a lot of families that have an abusive environment, right? And it's rough. And how beautiful and wonderful is it when there's a loving family dynamic, and children and new members come into the dynamic, and it's just full of love and healing and connection. That's the goal. That's the goal. So if families are strong, individuals within the family are strong, that's how things change globally, right? That's how that all occurs. So I love that that's, you know, something that came up for you guys, in the family dynamic and just the individual connection, and also the couple dynamics. It's great. Okay, good. So what else, do you guys have anything else that you want to share with the Facebook Live viewers, or anything we can talk more about?
Well,
sorry, my eyes are, I gotta put my glasses on. Go ahead.
I really want to say to you all guys that what they're doing here is really amazing. This is a place where you can go to our place that is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a window to heaven. It's like a window to heaven.
I love that.
And you go there, and you came back, and you all repair yourself from the inside out. Like, really, from my heart, I can tell you this, and this is the truth.
Awesome.
Really true.
Window into heaven. I love that, dude. I'm gonna use that, if that's okay.
All of you have to do that. It's amazing. You have to repair your heart, heal your heart, and feel green. It's amazing. It's amazing. Really amazing.
The world is changing, and we are part of this. Yeah.
That's right. And how amazing is it for me to watch this happen every week? I mean, it's incredible, right? It's incredible. I'm used to, in the Western medical model, I'm used to seeing people take years and years and years to get a little bit of change. And it's so frustrating, and it's so hard. And all the clinicians, 90% of them are really awesome, and they're trying to help in the West, but they just bang their heads against a system that's just too hard to really find achievements that are positive in. So for me, this is a miracle. Like, what's my miracle? Seeing this happen every week, and it's incredible. Like, I couldn't be happier. So I'm really happy that Alberto and Giselle could speak to us today and talk about the couples dynamic, which is really key. I invite all you guys, individuals and couples and families, to come. We've had whole families come before, and they've done amazing, amazing work. So please come into Rythmia. We look forward to meeting you. Just a little reminder, here's the contest, right? Social media, hashtag #ShitTheMoonSaid. Post it on your social media. You'll win a free trip to Rythmia. We're doing it every week, new winner every week until April 1st. All right. So from Panama, these two, right? Pura Vida, Panama, right? And from Costa Rica here, Rythmia. Thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Ciao.